Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you're joining from. Welcome to Open Source Friday. Thank you for being here. We made it to Friday, fam. Well, we barely made it around these parts. I know, you're keenly aware that we were in the middle of an incident right now. So, hug ups to those teams. I promise you, people are working around the clock to get us back to where we need to be. So, it's hard. It's hard. And I know it's harder for you. But welcome to Open Source Friday. This is a show that is sponsored by GitHub, powered by the community. And it's really all about you. It's about the people who are showing up every day to keep open source amazing and sustainable for all of us. I'm Andrea Griffiths, a Columbia dev in all places, and I get to host this show some weeks, every other week. I've been on the go, my friends. So I think the past couple of weeks we have the amazing Wen covering, and thank you so much, Wen, for taking care of that. Where was I last week? I think no, it was the week before. I was at Nebraska Code. I have to show off my gift that I got. Isn't this adorable? Okay, well, you can't see they have the best branding. Okay, now you can see it. It was the rights of the machines was the theme of the conference this time, and they just do an incredible job. I value that conference. They have a very technically just precise way to doing things. Their execution and also the way that they approach the speakers, the way the guidance that we got is terrific. Love that conference. I've never been to a conference in the Midwest, and I'll be back. If they have me, I will come back. Because even though schizophrenic developer, web developer, even though it was the theme of it was Rise of the Machines, right? But this conference did not feel like it was all about AI. Obviously, there were AI topics because it's very relevant. It's relevant to all of us, whether we like it or not. But it was very well done. The talks that I watched were fantastic, and I walked out knowing what to do, kind of thing. Like, which those are my favorites. So that's why I wasn't here. But this week I'm back, and I'm back with a project that is really interesting. And this is going to be super exciting for me because I typically have a little bit of time earlier in the week, and I do a bit of, research here and then. Oftentimes the projects that are coming to Open Source Friday are projects that I use myself, but not this one. So this is going to be a learning experience for all of us. My guest today is Jakob. I can say his name properly. He's known as JQuick on GitHub. Jakob is a open source maintainer, a web developer, a technical writer, a photographer, Wikipedia contributor, and he mentors Wikipedia newcomers. I think all of us have used Wikipedia at one point in our lives or not. And he works on educational projects such as Wiki is it. He maintains several projects: jQuery Terminal, LibScheme, Sizen, and Wayne. And today we're going to explore a project that he's also become a core maintainer too, and that's isomorphic-git. This is a pure JavaScript implementation of Git that runs in Node.js and web browsers. Jakob, welcome to the stage. Thank you for being here.
Hi, great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Before we went live, I was asking you questions. I'm like, okay, let's save that for once we get on, because you obviously you have a very prolific contribution in the open source space. So if you could start there, like, how do you get into open source, first of all? Maybe tell us a little bit about the first project you ever contributed to, and then we'll dig into isomorphic-git. Is that okay?
So I started in college when I was reading about Richard Stallman about Linux. I started using Linux, and I was also reading a book in college, Hackers by Stephen Levy. And I
Such a
was
good book.
fascinated by, yes, I was fascinated by hackers and MIT and all this movement, free software, open source, and everything. And my first contribution was pull request to the to the project Biva Schem. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. It was a scheme interpreter written in JavaScript, similar to the one that I have later created myself. And I think that the first thing that I created was jQuery terminal, and I wanted to have maybe around the same time. I created jQuery terminal, my library, and I was contributing to this project. And the first thing ever, I was reading about this project, Biva scheme, and I created an article how to extend it because the documentation was not perfect, and I discovered how to use it myself, how to extend the scheme interpreter in JavaScript, how to create new functions, and I've written a blog post about it. And later that blog post was integrated into wiki on GitHub. I think that I did it myself, and this was my first contribution, and the first project that I created myself was jQuery terminal.
That's awesome. Okay. And then one of the projects that we saw that you contributed and you just shared is Wikipedia, which I think that's such a, like, it's a monster of a project, and like so many people depend on Wikipedia. I'm sure that sort of shape how you work with contributors in community a bit. Are you still active in that project too?
Yes, I'm active in Wikipedia, but mostly on Polish Wikipedia. I'm not active on English Wikipedia, but because it's maybe like a little bit scary and for English to write. But sometimes I like correct things on English Wikipedia as well. And sometimes I also do like yes, on English Wikipedia, but mostly on Polish one.
Amazing. Okay. Well, friends, if you use Wikipedia, you can thank and hello, we're gonna be sharing Jakob's sponsors link too, so that if you depend on any of the projects that he helps maintain and you want to buy him a coffee and say thank you, you can do that. And the link is on the bottom there. All right, let's talk about this project that we're here to learn about, because this is very interesting. Git powered by Node in JavaScript and on your machine, on your web browser rather. Can you tell us a little bit about originally how the project came about to be, and like what problem was it trying to solve?
So I'm not sure how the project was created because I'm not the original author. So the way I started working on this was I wanted to have something that I was play with my own library, jQuery terminal, that is terminal in the browser. And I was like, maybe, I don't remember exactly, but I think that I was researching different kind of project that I could create a small example how to use my library. And I integrated both libraries into one project called Git Web Terminal, when you can use browser to like clone a project on GitHub, interact with it. I didn't touch it for a very long time. It used a very old version of isomorphic-git, but it's still working. I did it like yesterday. I was trying to see if it still works, and I needed to tweak a bit to make it work again. But yes, it's just a demo of both projects.
Okay, that's super interesting. So the bit that you actually created this plugin, right? Question about like a very basic question. And for those of us whose English is not their first language, maybe you can explain to us, like, because the name of the project, right? Like isomorphic, like in the context of this project, what exactly does that mean?
So isomorphic is like a concept that was created in JavaScript ecosystem when you have something that works on different environments. At the beginning, it was mostly Node.js and browser. So isomorphic is like you can exchange the same code works the same way in Node.js and the same in the browser. And this is the word isomorphic. I don't know who first created it, this thing, this name, but like this is what it means.
Okay, super interesting. Thank you for that clarification. Like that is a JavaScript term, but okay, cool. And then let's take a look at the project itself. I think you have a screen share, and then maybe you can talk us through a demo.
Yes.
And then for folks who are watching, please feel free to drop your questions on the chat, and I will bring it up to Jakob as we're talking through. But this is your actual plugin, right? Like the web terminal. This is what you created.
Yes. This is library, and everything that you can see here is created in JavaScript. There are no server of any kind because this is hosted on GitHub pages. Only the domain is this is JS.org is the free domain that you can have for your JavaScript projects.
That is wild.
Mostly projects that contribute something to the JavaScript ecosystem. And if you want to have like free domain like this, you can have it, you can claim it, and you can connect it to GitHub pages. So you don't need to like pay for anything. It's like self-contained, self-sustained. And this is the project. And for instance, here there are commands like in Linux terminal, so you can have ls, but there are no files right now. You can here is the link to the project itself, and I can copy the link, and you probably don't see the context window, but you can use git clone this URL, and the project is cloned. This is the isomorphic-git library that is behind it. And if you press ls, you can see that you have a git directory, and you can go into the git directory, and here is a branch, GitHub pages, because the project has only one branch, gh pages for GitHub pages. And you can use ls command as the project use. I expected something would break.
This is live TV. It happens.
Yes. I need to like refresh the. I was not able to dig into to debug this to see why it's not showing instantly. But this is like JavaScript project, and service worker is one of the features of the browser, and one of the way this is implemented is with service worker, and you can also use something like view. And you can see that here is the browser.
Oh, wow.
And you can see I cloned the project itself. So here is the view of the project itself. But also you can, for instance, clone. Here is the project for the Open Source Friday.
Okay.
And you can also clone the Open Source Friday repository. And you can
That's fast, by the way.
Repository.
Okay, let's see.
And you can see that there are like directories like contributing. Maybe we can see if I can open. There are no interpreter for the Markdown, so it's like Markdown source code.
Yeah.
This is old project. I didn't work on this, but you can for instance browse. You can also commit, but if you want to commit and push, you need to use your username and password. I think that there was something like login here. It's different than on canonical Git. I needed to have something that you will able to log into GitHub. And if you use two-factor authentication on GitHub, you need to use token.
That was a question I wanted to actually ask. Like, how closely does it match like Git behavior, right?
So the library itself, isomorphic-git, it's supposed to be as close as possible.
Okay.
But you call it from JavaScript, and it should behave the same way. So there is a lot of different functions. You can see them on the website. For instance, here is API documentations, and there are different kind of commands that you can have. There are JavaScript functions. For instance, delete ref, delete branch, current branch, commit, clone, cherry pick, all those, everything that Git has. There are functions for this. I'm not sure if this is complete, but this is all the functions. Here are here are all commands, and here are into categories. Like for instance, we have git pull, and this is an example how to use the library. This is example how to call it from JavaScript. But before you use something like pull, you need to start from the beginning. You need to initialize the repository first. So into initialize repository or use clone. Then you can use those latest commands. And this is how you can test the library. This is one cool feature because the library normally the browser can access external servers like GitHub because there is something like cross-origin, not cross-origin, same origin policy. This is like restriction for the browser to don't access different servers from the JavaScript. And the way new browser implemented something called cores that enable this sharing of different resources on the internet. In the browser can access the GitHub server, but GitHub don't implement this cores. But luckily, there is something like GitHub isomorphic-git proxy that you can use to access GitHub from the browser, and this is another project that is created for isomorphic-git.
And it's part of that same org. We have a question.
Yes.
Is it running directly in the browser?
Yes, it's running directly in the browser. There are no server of any kind. Here, as I said, this one is on the GitHub pages, so there are no server. Everything around the browser. So everything you can see here is pure browser. The way it's implemented this part here, for instance, you can, if I remember correctly, you can open here. Or maybe I don't remember exactly. It's something like browser FS, I think. Let me see if I will be able to see if it will work. No, it doesn't work.
Oh, that's okay.
It was something else. But the way this browser in Git Web Terminal works, it's use service worker, and the service worker service worker was created to allow offline usage and something like PWA, when you can store files in the browser, and when there are no internet, you can still use a web application. But one cool thing in service worker is that you can create your own request inside the browser. So if you send request like this view, let me see. Let's back to this. If you send the request to view this from the server, it doesn't hit the server because everything is in the browser, and this file is created like in memory based on this internal storage of isomorphic-git. One thing that isomorphic-git is using for the files, it's called IndexedDB. It's browser feature that allows saving different kind of data in the browser, way more than local storage and cookies, because cookies are very small, local storage is a bit bigger, but this IndexedDB is like database inside the browser and can contain way more data, and that's how it's containing all the files from the Git.
That's very cool. Okay, so that's very, very cool. So tell us a little bit about like what are people using isomorphic-git for the most? Like what's I guess some of the practical use cases that you see in the community.
So I don't have like a lot of examples because usually people that are using don't share information that
right.
they use.
I mean, they don't want to be. Yeah, they want to be on their own.
Yes, I know two projects because there was a lot of bugs recently. Maybe not recently. Some time ago there was a lot of bugs from I think it was Obsidian or Notion, one of those two big projects, and it has a plugin called Git. Where you can save files that you notice inside Git, probably in GitHub. I didn't see this project, and there was a lot of bugs that people were creating for in isomorphic Git, because one thing that original author created an error, internal error message, that was suggesting this error should not happen, report a bug to isomorphic Git.
To isomorphic Git.
And there was, yes, and this was not related to isomorphic Git because it was bug in those Obsidian or different kind of application, and because the message say to report back to isomorphic Git, they were probably creating account just to create a report, book report.
Yeah.
And yes, I get. That's why I know that Obsidian is using it, and another libraries, Salesforce also use this project, probably some kind of extension that people were using Salesforce. And we also have like bugs when people were creating report, no information, just the copy paste of the error or something like this, and we needed to handle it. Some of the project that these bugs were related to was also helping closing all those bugs, and please report to original author, please report to this application that you are using, and stuff like this. But
That's
recently,
wild.
I think we recently I think that we don't have bugs like this anymore, because I changed the message a bit to say that if you are developer, please report like reproduction. If you are not developer, report this to application that you are using, and we have less of those bug reports.
Okay, listen, I didn't even know that there were so many like big companies using it. That is a good point. But if I'm a developer and I'm watching this stream, like, and this is like an opinion question, right? Because people have their own flavor of doing things. Like, when should I consider using isomorphic Git instead of native Git? Like for you personally, when do you use isomorphic Git besides?
So if you create an application that want, for instance, Git is great way as a database. So you can share, you can save, you can have application that save data instead, for instance, in Supabase or different kind of database that you can access online that have limitations. You can just access GitHub and use it as a storage. This is one thing. You can save files, you can do everything you want in the application. So the usage is completely different between canonical Git, as we call it, and isomorphic Git, because isomorphic Git is a library. It's not like application. So it's part of your application that you're creating when you can integrate it with isomorphic Git. This Git web terminal is also application that I created with the library. It's not the library itself. And if you want to like interact with Git, you should use canonical Git. Also, I want to mention that there is a different like an alternative to isomorphic Git called Node.js. But it's only for Node.js, and it's using libgit. It's just library that I think that Git it's implemented. It's the same people that created Git created a library and shared library that you can use, and they just use the real Git behind the scene. But isomorphic Git implement everything from like zero, everything from scratch.
Interesting. Okay, and a topic that is super relevant to people when they're considering whether they want to use something or not is like security. Are there any boundaries that you think developers should consider when they're using, like running Git operations like this, like on a browser? Is there anything that we should be mindful of?
So I think that if you use SSH, that most people are using right now, the majority of the web is right now SSH. So not SSH, SSL, HTTPS, encrypted connection. So there are no like any problems with intercepting the data that you're sending to Git. The only thing that you need to think about is how you're sharing the tokens to GitHub, and how you storing the username and password. the way I created this Git web terminal, I don't store anything on the server. I just use I think it's saved in local storage, the username and password or token. So if your web application have vulnerability, they may be a problem. But like with every library, if you have like XSS, as if you have like XSS in your applications, so you have problem like with any library that you are using.
Yeah, that's a problem of everyone. You're absolutely correct. We have a comment from Anisha. Let's see if we're actually capturing this correctly. So we can use isomorphic-git as a library, like a data set, maybe similar to Python libraries that provide data sets.
Let me see, because I don't see. I have very small. I have teleprompter, very small screen.
But basically, it's a comparison that is a comparison to Python libraries. From I think that's kind of like the analogy that Anisha has made to understand what isomorphic
it's exactly
is.
the same as it's exactly the same thing as if you install from PyPy with pip or different package manager. You install a library and use it in Python. It's exactly the same, but you can't use it in Python because this is JavaScript library. So you are using Node.js. I think that someone was testing with Dino or Ban. I'm not sure if they're working. Maybe we should investigate because this is things that people may be using.
Very interesting. Okay, I have another question about because you showed us like how it stays pretty close fidelity to like canonical Git, and since you've been maintaining the project, I'm sure that you've helped kind of keep that aligned. Like I would say, like, what's been like the hardest part to reproduce like from Git?
So the core of the libraries was created by this original author. So I don't know a lot about Git internals. I know enough to create a code review and to make it sure that it works exactly the same as in canonical Git. So if there is a function called, for instance, clone, and in canonical Git it behaves like this, it creates those files. So I know that the library is behaving the same way, but I don't have like deep knowledge about Git internals. Recently I'm using AI to help me in code review. Because sometimes I'm not like 100% sure if the fix is like correct, because people are using AI and different things. There are not very like hardcore binary data that Git is using, because those are more or less working, but people probably will not know how to contribute features like this. At least I think. But they are working more or less without any problems. But people recently, I have a few pull requests from someone that was using Opus, Cloud Opus, to create fixes. But they are okay, because I think we should like allow contributions created by AI. I don't need to do this myself. People are helping, and I think it's okay.
I appreciate you saying that. I know there's a lot of projects that are just kind of shutting the door. I don't think that's the way, but it's up to the project. But you being a core maintainer of a project like this, and let them use their tokens. but you still need to make sure it's a quality contribution before you set it forth.
Yes, because it's not like one prompt that people because in my internal community on GitHub there are people that are complaining that there is different kind of spam created by AI bots. So I didn't observe stuff like this in isomorphic-git. Usually are created by real people, but the code is written by AI. They review, they check the I use also helper to code review called CodeRabbit. So they review the code reliability comments. They fix the issue, and when everything is like complete, I can just check if everything is correct. I'll also verify once more with AI if everything is correct, if there's no any issues, and yes, and also every people that create so far create unit tests, so I can verify that
Important.
the unit tests are correct. And yes, so I didn't have any issues with AI slop and that people are complaining.
I love that. Listen, I'm big fan of CodeRabbit as well. Those folks are doing amazing work for open source. All right, tell me about what the project is right now. Like, how many core maintainers are there to the project, and like right now,
So I
how
think
are you
that
prioritizing?
So I think that right now I'm the only one.
Oh wow, okay.
There are people that have the right to be maintainers. They have like maintainers. They have access to the repository and everything, but no one is working on this. They just maybe lost interest. So I joined the project because I didn't want to this project to die.
Yeah.
It's just cool project. I think it's worth to like spend some time. I don't spend a lot of time on this project. Usually I work on my own projects that I maintain and where I'm the only author. And this one I'm just taking care that everything is if someone create bug fix and someone find vulnerability, I want to take care that the book is fixed, and the pull request is review and merge. This is like my thing.
I like that. You do what is it, semantic release? So like when the pull requests are merged, there's an automatic
We have
release. Yeah.
everything was like set up by the original author. We want to like migrate from everything is like there are some problems that when I need to like code myself when something break. For instance, recently I want to migrate from Azure to GitHub Actions, GitHub workflows, GitHub Actions. So everything is easy for people that use GitHub to view. There are reports that something is broken on different browser, and I want to. At some point, someone remove matrix tests that was testing different browsers, and I realized that they switched the library that is using for the file system, because the way isomorphic-git is working is it needs a library that works like a Node.js file system library, and the library was using for unit tests was using browser.fs, and the browser.fs was not maintained. There was bugs, there were different things. It was working for us for our unit test, but someone created like an alternative for this library called ZinFS, and a contributor changed this. The library was not using it. Only unit tests were using this library, and someone changed the browser.fs to ZenFS, fix all the bugs, and also remove the matrix testing that was testing different browsers. I just like didn't notice it. I'm not sure how, because it was long ago, and right now I'm trying to get back to all the tests. And when I doing this, I found like 8 bugs in ZenFS. That the author of the project was creating pull requests to this, and I found different kind of bugs that was not able to make the test work. And of course with AI, because I will not be able to like have time to fix this myself. So AI is doing all the job.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Before we move on to how people can contribute to the project, I do want to address, there was a comment, and thank you for being here, Nas, about, yeah, Git works perfectly. Isomorphic-git enables Git operations in JavaScript. Thank you, is what you cover. And so the use cases, and we actually mentioned earlier some of the companies that use isomorphic-git, like browser-based IDEs or like code editors, like Obsidian, one was one of the examples, maybe Notion. Then for offline first applications, I think you mentioned maybe somebody like some part of Salesforce is using it. So there are many applications, especially if you're using like PWAs and like for sandbox things, like you want to keep things sandbox for like developer tools. So yeah, it's not like you have to, but there is a preference for people who have strong use cases to use isomorphic-git. It's great that you're keeping the project alive. If anyone who's watching this stream actually uses isomorphic-git, like please tell us. You need a testimonial page. You're like, because like people use it but not really sharing that they are, because I'm sure that there is a lot of things that folks can experiment. And then for like, even for like things like education, like I can think of like for you to like experiment directly in a web page if you're just now learning Git, actually like with branches and stuff like that would be an interesting use case. So if you're using it, tell us on the chat. And if you watch this and go on and use it, come back and tell me what you created, please. I want to know. Let's talk about the contributions that would be the most meaningful right now for the project. Like, I know that you have like, it's running as a well-oiled machine, but if there was something that you had like some help on and it will be impactful to you in the project, what would that be?
So I don't think that there is like one thing. The one thing that I would like to get help, I need to do this myself to fix those tests. So the matrix test, the testing all the browsers work. So I don't expect anybody to do this like hard work, because like even that AI is doing all the jobs, like complicated things, because you need to like iterate and fix it and report bugs to this ZenFS library when something is not working. So I need to like fix this thing, but there is a lot of issues that people are having, and not a lot of some of them. Some of those people don't know Git internals and can't contribute. In contributor guide, there are different resources that you can read to learn about Git internals. There are like videos that explain different things, how Git works, so you can like understand how the Git works. Then you can use AI to understand the code. You can use AI for this. You can understand how this. You also can just ask AI to fix it, fix bugs. Like some recent person was using this way, and this is also a way you can contribute.
Amazing. Okay. And I put a link to the open issues right now. So for those of you who are looking for a project that you want to maybe take a spin, and I know there's a lot of people that are super passionate about Git. Like I can think of two people that are like very much into the internals. So this might be an interesting project from them to consider supporting. Very cool. So what are you thinking for the future? I mean, I know you're maintaining the library, obviously. It's a very mature project. Like I love that you have the release process automated. But is there anything that you're looking forward to besides getting over this matrix test? Anything else that you're looking forward to for the future of isomorphic-git?
So at one point, someone was suggesting to rewrite the whole library in TypeScript.
Oh wow!
This was, but the person wanted to like change a lot of things, break everything, and it just need to like be a little bit slower. So this is something, but I don't think that it's a job for one person. And I'm not sure if someone will be able to jump into like rewriting everything TypeScript. I think it's working right now.
Yeah, okay.
TypeScript types are created because the library use JSDoc comments. I think it is JSDoc comments or something else. There are comments in the code that are later converted into TypeScript types, and the comments also are used for documentation. So everything is like automated. Everything is working right now. So the thing I would like is not to break things. So it's working again as it's working right now, and I would like to be able to have these tests that verify that everything is working correctly. Because recently someone contributed a fix because it was not working on Windows. and because of this person that disabled this test, we were not able to catch this mistake. I think that there was not even before any test on Windows. I'm not sure.
That's interesting. Yeah, test coverage is important, especially a project like this. Welcome, Bob. Thanks for joining. I have a question from one of our viewers for AI-powered coding platforms, and thank you for being here, Sritant. Apologies if I mispronounce your name. Okay, so for AI-powered coding platforms that run in the browser, could isomorphic-git be used to let an AI agent create commits and manage branches without relying on a server-side Git installation and all?
Yes, of course. You can whatever you can call. If AI can call a function from JavaScript, can execute a function, and if you allow executing a function, or maybe some kind of specialized interface when AI is calling something like some kind of interface, you can use, of course, isomorphic-git with this.
Very interesting. See, there is another use case. Let us know how you get on if you do decide to do that. And if you're watching this and you're a hardcore TypeScript developer and you want to take on the ambitious task of the rewriting it, I mean that's a monster of a job. But it's very interesting. I was looking through your contributors on the GitHub repo, and I see some familiar faces from like Tanstack forms and like some very interesting folks you have that have contributed to the team, to the project. So if you want to join a quality group of contributors, take a look and see how you can contribute. Let's talk about that. How can folks contribute to the project? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so also one thing, if you want to like help in maintaining, I'm also open.
Okay,
but
perfect.
there is not a lot of a lot of work in this kind of job. But yes, if someone wants to help answer the questions on issues and maybe help review, we can arrange that.
I love that. Okay. I'm going to share the link to your contributing.md file so that folks can go ahead and take a look at that. And this is very explicit. And also, there is a really good resource here with the Git, a guide to Git, the hacker's guide to Git. That's a good resource. That's on the contributor guide.
Yes, and also there are a lot of different. It's worth watching all those videos that
Yes, my
yes,
former
because it
colleague
explain everything.
is here. This video is so old, but it's so good, from Matthew McCullough. He used to work at GitHub many years ago. And this advanced Git grabs, hashes, and compression. Still, definitely go. Oh, and also John Britton. That is so funny. This is like a scroll past memory lane looking through this contributing guy. Amazing. Jakob, this has been really, really interesting. I'm excited for people to look at the way they work with Git a little bit different and see the possibilities of working in a browser. We have a comment from Alicia about envisioning the GitHub CLI with JavaScript capabilities. That's ambitious as well, enabling AI-driven automation across development workflows, deploy, automate. Yeah, I mean, the future is now, but there is definitely a lot of use cases for agents. Amy, 100%. For Praveen, you can contribute to this by going into the contributing guide and taking a look. So you can do that. We have a couple of people who say they'd love to contribute. There's a lot of open issues. If you have the spoons and want to contribute to the project, helping answering questions on those issues, that's another good way. So, but make sure you go through the contributing guide so that you know how to approach the work.
Also, I want to say one more thing.
Yes, of course.
Because right now with AI, it's so like amazing and can like write everything. So you should not search for like a good first issue anymore, because you can like take much harder issues if AI will do the work.
They are all good first issues with the power of LLMs.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Amazing. I can't wait to see what kind of contributions you get. Folks, whether you're planning to contribute to this project or you are planning on sponsoring Jakob, which I think is another way in which you can contribute to the sustainability of this project, make sure that you throw him a coffee so that he can keep reviewing all those PRs that are coming in. I need you to go right now into the repository and start it, please. Let's go ahead and drop a star. Maybe we get it trending, get more eyeballs on it, more people interested in isomorphic-git. So that's something that you can do right now that will cost you $0, and it would actually help. So go by, drop a star on the project. The project itself has an open collective where you can also contribute, but I think supporting the maintainers is another great way. So Jakob's sponsor link is right there. All right, this is awesome. Jakob, where are you based? Where are you reaching from today?
So I'm in Poland. I'm in
Yeah.
Poland, in Central Europe.
Oh wow, my gosh, it must be so late for you now. Yeah, you need to go. You need to go to bed. This is time.
No, it's not.
It's not too late.
It's not dark
Okay.
yet because
Okay.
no. It's in the summer. There's very the sun is setting down very like late. Maybe yes.
Amazing.
It's right now. It's around 8 p.m.
Okay. Well, there you go. So it's not
It's still light.
on a Friday night. You should be out doing things. But thank you for taking the time. Thank you for taking the time and being here and bringing this project. I appreciate you. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that people take away from isomorphic-git and moving forward?
I'm not sure if I can add anything.
Okay.
Maybe you can just try to play with it to see if something, if you have like idea for a project that is using it. Because if you try to use isomorphic-git in some kind of project, maybe try to use like a playground project when you just try to clone your own project and try to do something with it.
Absolutely. That's another way that you can basically contribute. Go try it, give it a go, and you might actually find something that's maybe not well documented. Maybe you can improve some part of that. So that's awesome. So go play with it.
Yes, or maybe or maybe you will have like an idea for like a real project that is using Git, and you will be famous.
Amazing. Yeah. Hey, bring it here. And if you heard about it on Open Source Friday, I need you to tag me and let me know. I will personally send you something. Bob says you're awesome, Jakob. Thank you so much. This has been very, very educational. Folks, don't forget the one thing that you can do for this project right now that will cost you absolutely nothing is going into the repository and start it. No pressure, but I'm looking at the star count right now, and I hope to see it continuing to grow. Let's get the project trending. I think this is the best. I mean, the best form of open source and like a great display of like what this community is about. The original creator reached the time they didn't want to maintain it anymore, and Jakob came in and said, "This project can't die. I'm gonna keep it and keep it alive and moving forward." So please contribute by starting the project. If you want to sponsor Jakob, the link to the sponsor link is right there on the screen. For people who are watching, you can find the project at github.com/isomorphic-git and check the open issues, read the contribution guide, and consider helping, whether it be with code, doing your own testing, documentation, helping triage all those issues. That's great. And for folks that want to follow Jakob and his other projects, I'm going to share again your website. I know you have a blog and other things that you write to, plus the other projects that you're maintaining. So you can go ahead and take a look at Jakob's website yourself. So Jakob, thank you so much. This has been very informational. I appreciate you spending your Friday with us.
Thank you.
All right.
It was great to
you
with you.
Thank you. So we got some folks that are coming with some stars. This is how I love. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Sadiq, for starting it. Thank you so much to the other LinkedIn user. I don't know why your name is not popping up on the screen, but I appreciate you starting the project. I hope to see those numbers grow. Jakob, have a great rest of your evening, and thank you for coming to Open Source Friday.
Thank you. Bye.
What a cool project. I learned a lot. And honestly, like, I love this use case for like sustainability of a project. When you find somebody that's like been using it and they're like, yeah, this can't go away. Also, we gotta get more help. It can't be just one person doing everything, even though it's running like a well-oiled machine. So if you heard something that was interesting to you, if you're deep into the Git internal world, or if you're a TypeScript person trying to take on a challenge, if you're a testing expert, because it sounds like there's definitely some things there that are going to be a little bit more complex, then it will probably be helpful to Jakob and the project itself. I appreciate you all so much for being here this Open Source Friday. Praveen, thank you for starting it. For the folks who are wondering how they can bring their projects to Open Source Friday, Alexandra, this is a fantastic question. I am going to drop one more link on the chat right now. And the way it works is we ask you to please come into the Open Source Friday repo and open an issue. And then myself and the hosting team review those issues about once or twice a month. Be patient with us, because a lot of times we're traveling, we're speaking at conferences, we're doing things, we're having issues like this week. So open the issue, we'll take a look and review it and make sure it's aligned with the show. The main thing that I want you to kind of keep in mind is that this is not a place to sell things. There's many other places where you can go sell things. This is a place for open source people who care about open source to come and demo their projects and hopefully get attention, get sponsorship, get shine to the light to those projects. Because a lot of us depend on a lot of them. And typically we're just consuming them, not contributing back to them. So go into the repository, please. It's github.com/GitHub events/Open Source Friday. That is a mouthful. I feel like I have a shortened link for this. Hang on one second. I'm going to find it because, yeah, that's going to take you a long time. Okay, perfect. So I do have a short link. I'm going to put it on the screen too. It's gh.io/OSF. That's easy, right? Boom. Go by there. That's going to land you into the project criteria, because we do have some criteria that your project must have, like having a license, having an active contributor guide. Like, I know a lot of people find projects that are kind of graveyard status, and they're excited about it. But if it's a project that's not had activity like in the past couple of years, doesn't have an active contribution, or there's really nothing for our community to come in and do, then that might not be a good fit for this show. Not to discourage anyone from contributing to those projects, but this might not be the place to show it off. So go to gh.io/OSF and open an issue if you have an open source project that you want to bring to Open Source Friday. If you watch this show for the first time today and you're like, wait a minute, I want to watch more of this. You want to hear all of our amazing jokes and see these incredible projects. Listen, we've had a variety. I don't know if you caught at the beginning. I tried to do this reel with like some of the projects that have been through Open Source Friday throughout the years. And we have had some incredible projects come by. We have had some projects come by here before they became famous projects, right? So I'm very proud of this community-led effort. And I'm proud of all of you for being here and helping us sustain open source. So if you want to watch more of that, we have a handy-dandy playlist for you. This is another homework. I'm sorry, it's Friday. I'm leaving you all with homework. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it, please, so that me and my team can keep doing things like this. But that takes you to a playlist for all of the Open Source Fridays. I need to go up and up a few. I think the past couple of weeks might not be in the playlist yet, and today's. But thank you all so much for being here. GH does mean GitHub. This is our own shortened service that we have. Somebody very smart made it. And thank goodness for that, because some of these links, my goodness. Okay, friends, thank you for being here. Go take the rest of the day off. Say Andrea told you so. Thanks for being here and for your support of open source. I am going to leave you with a video because I want you to think about GitHub Universe. It's coming up. It's our flagship event, October 28th and 29th at Formation, San Francisco, California. I want you to remember two things about GitHub Universe. There's going to be an open source component to it because GitHub is the home for open source. So there will be some of your favorite projects there. The contributors, the creators of the projects are going to be there, plus an incredible speaker lineup. And speaking of the speaker lineup, Monday, we get to see who made it to the catalog. Friends, I have to quickly give some flowers where flowers are due. We had almost 800 submissions to GitHub Universe this year. And shout out to my fellow content committee members because they did an incredible job selecting. There was a very high bar for you to be a speaker at this conference. This is not a conference where you're going to see people reading scripts that were generated by ChatGPT, okay? This is a conference where you're going to see people who are truly masters of their craft, and the experiences that they're sharing, their presentations are lived in. They have the scars to prove it. So I'm super proud of the way that the content created team reached the decisions that they will reach. And I'm super proud of the speaker lineup. It's going to be, I'm going to say it. I think this is going to be the best universe yet. I've seen the talent. I've seen the talent. So I want you to join me and my boss, Cassidy Williams, and I think also Made by GPS is going to come by on Monday because we are going to have fun. I am going to share the link here. I want you to bookmark it. We are going to announce the catalog live, right? And we're going to announce a very special, the first time ever we're doing this at GitHub Universe, opportunity for those of you in the community to impact how GitHub Universe happens this year. I don't want to give too much away because this is all happening on Monday. So you have to join the stream and you'll find out what we're talking about here. But besides all that, you're going to get to see the catalog. You're going to get to see the speakers. You're going to get to see who's going to be there. Also, how you can contribute to the event, right? There's going to be a way for you to be a part of the event. But also, there's going to be an opportunity for you to be at the event. So Monday, we will be announcing our giveaway. This year, we're doing it again. We're giving away a ticket to GitHub Universe. We've done this for the past 3 years. And I personally met the people who won the tickets. And it's been amazing. So please come by on Monday. I'm going to tell you exactly what time this stream is going to happen. It will happen at 5 p.m. Eastern. For the folks who cannot join live, please take a look at the video after because the instructions on how to participate into the sweepstakes for the ticket and how to enter will be there. So I hope to see all of you on Monday. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Have a good day. I'm going to leave you with the video I was mentioning because this is one of my favorite OGs from GitHub. And this was the open source zone, which I'm sure will make a comeback at GitHub Universe. Take care. Have a good rest of your week.
Here's one at the open source space. And to tell us a little bit about what the open source space is, we have Legend and Legacy Hover.
Legacy Hover, Old Man Hover.
Riley, Lee, can you tell us a little bit about this space?
It's my favorite thing at some of the conferences we work at, like GitHub Universe and Microsoft Build, where we usually have a bunch of booths where sponsors pay a lot of money to come in and showcase their products, meet with developers, get feedback, that sort of thing. This is just a space where we invite open source projects, people, companies to come out, showcase their products to the world, meet their community. I love it. That's it in a nutshell.
How can a team or a project apply to be a part of this space, and what does it cost them?
Oh, you'll have to drop this in the notes whenever you share this. There's a form, I believe it's gh.io/OSC-2026, where you can apply to do this at GitHub Universe this October.
Very cool. And so the teams just show up and GitHub puts everything together for them.
Yep, we give them a nice little space, a monitor, we print some signage for them.
Well, thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
GitHub Universe is a place where I'm so excited leading up to it.
Here at Universe, it's very much choose your own adventure based on what matters to you.
There's an emphasis on just a creative energy and vibe.
Everything is very interactive. Here I can touch, play. I feel that I can spread my curiosity.
The makerspace had a really cute GitHub lamp that we got to create.
GitHub Universe is the perfect place to come to as a developer looking to advance in your career. It's all about getting to access the knowledge that is needed on your teams.
Talks have been like really, really good. I'm spoiled for choice in the number of talks there are.
There's so much more representation of things like open source and general excitement around being in the developer community that I don't necessarily feel at other events I've been at.
From the keynote alone, I feel like I have this step up because I got to see the new initiatives, the new features that GitHub is releasing.
This is where you get kind of a pulse on what's happening across the broader industry.
It's just been vibrant. It feels energizing to me.
Universe is a great opportunity and a great place for people to come, share those ideas, and to collaborate with each other so that we can all grow as an engineering community.
Everyone built on GitHub. And so they have a very good reason to be here because this is where the developers are.
GitHub Universe is my favorite conference.
The relationships that you make at these events are going to pay dividends for the rest of your career.